Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tarda Zone. We've got another video for you. So, last year, or was this last year? Yeah, it was last year. I covered a topic on this channel um, about Jimmy Savile when it was announced that BBC were going to do a drama on Jimmy Savile called The Reckoning, starring Steve Coogan. Now, at the time, I did say I thought this was a very bad move for his career. I still believe that. But Steve Coogan has actually done an interview because obviously there has been a bit of a backlash towards this show, and I'll tell you why in a minute. It's not just got to do with the fact that the topic of conversation that they want to talk about. It's got to do with, well, I'll tell you now, it's got to do with basically the cover up and all of the other nonsense that went on inside the BBC, the organisation covering up for this man. And they're the ones that are actually going to be doing this. So a lot of people have questioned whether, you know, whether it would be done properly. Now, in the last article that I read when we covered this, apparently they had spoke to victims and their families to obviously while they were researching this. So the link to the Radio Times article will be in the link description. But I've noticed something about Radio Times, by the way. I just want to point out before we go any further. I've noticed Radio Times has decided to put ads, proper video ads in the newspaper articles with our volume on. It's a way that when we report it on YouTube, we'd get the stream wouldn't be able to get monetized. So if you're ever doing an article and it's a Radio Times article, and check out for other articles. It's never happened to me with Radio Times before. But well, it has actually. What am I saying? The last time, but it seems to be a new thing with them now. But what I'd say is before you start your live stream or your video, go into the article and give it a few minutes, because then the ad will play. Then you can go in and obviously then mute it, and then you can go and do what you want to do. It's another little way that Radio Times and all these media outlets try to stop us from reporting on these things to you guys on the internet. So we'll get straight into it. I'm not going to read this whole article, but it will be in the link description. So, they say. Right, sorry about that, folks. A bit weird though. As soon as I muted it, the sound went off. Want to keep an eye on that actually. Anyway, let's read this article, and we better read it quick before we get any more bloody any more mishaps here. Absolutely disgraceful what Radio Times is doing. But there you go. That's what they do. They don't want us to talk about art. And so let's get straight into this. Sorry about that. So Steve Coogan, Jimmy Savile drama, The Reckoning, will vindicate itself, he says. The mini-series... What? The mini-series starring Coogan is set to air later this year. Sorry about that. It's telling me that the page now is not actually loading properly, and it was. This is acting the mega, but we'll try read it as quick as we can. Steve Coogan is set to play Jimmy Savile on the BBC One drama The Reckoning this year, with the project proving to be somewhat controversial when it was announced. However, Steve Coogan has recently told BBC Radio 5 Live that while people have sort of revulsion about the idea of making it, and the series is a walking tightrope. It will vindicate itself when people see it on screens. Speaking, Coogan said, the script is very well written. It's something that needs to be talked about because to understand how predators operate, you have to look at the whole picture. The problem I have is will BBC look at the whole picture though, as they were the organisation that covered for this man for a very, very long time. So I have been questioning, and this is why I wanted to cover this because it's got to do with BBC and Doctor Who's part of the BBC. Well, it won't be; it'll be Bad Wolf Studios now, but you know what I mean. It's on BBC. It's not a very good look for this company, especially the organisation, especially the fact that they covered up for this man. Like any kind of figure who is repellent, you have to understand it. You have to look at the whole picture. You can't just caricature them because if he was a caricature, he wouldn't have got away with it because he had a certain amount of charisma. So you have to look at that and understand it, and then it's less likely to happen in the future. So he's trying to say that they make this, that mistakes of the past will not be made again. I think that's a pretty weak excuse. Again, it's from an organization that covered up for this man for decades. The Reckoning was first announced in September 2021 and is written by 4Live's Neil McKay. It is set to tell the story of Savile's life from his childhood to after his death when multiple accusations of sexual abuse emerged. Will they actually, BBC actually be honest enough to show them covering up his accusations? That's what I would like to know. When multiple accusations of sexual abuse emerged, with one NSPCC study claiming that he abused more than 500 children during his lifetime. Coogan also appeared on the One Show yesterday, the 20th of April, and explained that he felt it was better to talk about things than not to talk about them. Now, while my understanding is that they have spoken to victims and their families, why the BBC would want to drag all of this up. We know what Jimmy Savile done because there are plenty of documentaries that have been done over the years about this scumbag. Why we would need a TV show to kind of shows the behavior of this man, and actually we don't know which way this show is going to go. I mean, obviously they can't show anything on screen, so I mean, I just don't get why this is being made. If it's got the blessing of the victims that are still alive and their families, then that's well, then I can't really say anything, can I? But I just don't know about this one. Coogan continued, we need to recognize the environment in which predators thrive because he didn't just trick individual people. He sort of tricked the nation through media, but he didn't trick anybody because he was reported to the police several times, but it was never taken seriously. And then when some people within the BBC approached the hierarchy, they basically told them to keep their mouth shut. If you remember, Johnny Rotten talks about, if you watch Life Stories with Piers Morgan, he actually talks about a radio interview the Sex Pistols done. And he was talking about Jimmy Savile. And they were banned from BBC Radio. And that interview never surfaced. And then I heard the clip of it then on Piers Morgan's Life Stories, and it was very damning. Everybody knew what Jimmy Savile was up to in the 70s. So they could have stopped this a long time ago, but they didn't. The Reckoning comes after Netflix recently released Jimmy Savile, a British horror story, a two-part documentary which explored early suspicions about the disgraced entertainer. The Reckoning is expected to air later this year on BBC One. So that's the article there. Jimmy Savile, a British Horror. I know Cheryl has watched it. I haven't watched it yet, but I have watched most documentaries on him. He was just a sick man, um, vile, vile creature. Um, every name you can come up with to he's just totally vile. So for me, you look, my opinion hasn't changed from the last time we brought up this topic, and I did say if there was any more updates, I would keep you informed. And I know when I did the first video, a lot of you were very angry that the BBC would even consider something like this. And I know there were some people that actually said maybe the story does need to be told. But let me know where you are. Are you one of those people like me that think that this shouldn't be actually made into a drama? There are plenty of documentaries. If people want to know what Jimmy Savile was like, they just need to check out all the documentaries. Do we really need a drama? Because I mean, they're not going to be able to show Artin anyway. You know what I mean? Like, he abused kids. Like, you can't show that on screen, even if it's acting. You can't show that shit on screen. So, like, how are they going to do it? I see. Again, I don't think this should be made. We have plenty of documentaries out there to understand what this fella was like. And BBC, and then look, again, Steve Coogan, I don't think this is a good move for him, but, he seems to believe in the project. So let me know where you are on this. Are you like me? This shouldn't be made, or do you think this story does need to be told, and the wider world needs to know about this man? And as Steve said, to kind of expose the kind of environment that these predators work in. So yeah, let me know what you think. In the comment section. I just the article will be in the link description, and there's plenty of stuff online that you can read up about this show. As they said, it's out later this year, and as I said, if there is any more updates on this, we will keep you guys informed. But yeah, this is a bit of a serious video compared to the most videos that I do on the channel. So please be sensitive in the chat, and be kind, and leave a comment and let me know where you stand on this whole situation. Um, it is a it is a strange one. My problem is as well, just before we do go, my problem is as well is that this has been, it's a BBC drama, and I don't think that the organisation who covered up for this man for so long should be the ones to tell this story in the first place. So that's another point and another reason why I don't think it should be made. But let me know, do you think BBC should be making it? Would you like another company to make it? Or do you not think this should be made at all? And the documentaries, as I said, that are out there are enough. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys very soon.